1. When designing a training module for child welfare staff, which principle of adult learning is most critical to ensure engagement? A. Providing abstract theories without examples. B. Allowing learners to connect training to their prior experiences. C. Mandating rote memorization of child welfare regulations. D. Limiting opportunities for collaboration. 2. A supervisor developing a mentoring program for new child welfare caseworkers should prioritize which approach to enhance professional growth. A. One-way lectures on child protection laws. B. Collaborative reflection and guided practice. C. Standardized scripts for all case interactions. D. Exclusive focus on compliance documentation. 3. In evaluating a child welfare training program, which method provides the most reliable data on long-term skill transfer? A. End-of-session quizzes. B. Self-reported confidence surveys. C. Observation of performance in actual cases. D. Attendance records. 4. A child welfare licensing instructor uses role-play scenarios to reinforce mandated reporting procedures. Which adult learning principle is being applied? A. Experiential learning. B. Passive reception. C. Behaviorist reinforcement only. D. Cognitive dissonance. 5. When developing curriculum for child welfare licensing, which component ensures alignment with regulatory compliance? A. Inclusion of learner-preferred topics only. B. Integration of statutory requirements and case law. C. Avoiding sensitive issues to reduce discomfort. D. Use of entertainment-based teaching methods. 6. Which communication technique is most effective for de-escalating conflict during a child welfare family assessment? A. Assertive interruption to maintain authority. B. Active listening with reflective responses. C. Providing technical jargon to demonstrate expertise. D. Withholding clarification to test patience. 7. An evaluation tool used to measure child welfare trainees' readiness should primarily assess A. Memorization of policies. B. Ability to apply principles in case scenarios. C. Comfort level with paperwork. D. Preference for training format. 8. In mentoring child welfare interns, the best way to balance accountability and support is to A. Allow them full autonomy without oversight. B. Set clear expectations and provide feedback loops. C. Focus only on positive reinforcement. D. Avoid discussing mistakes to protect confidence. 9. Which of the following best demonstrates regulatory compliance in child welfare documentation? A. Recording minimal notes for efficiency. B. Completing reports according to statutory timelines and content requirements. C. Using personal shorthand to save time. Avoiding case details to protect privacy. 10. In adult learning, the principle of self-direction is best supported by A. Prescribing a rigid training agenda. B. Allowing learners to select relevant case studies for analysis. C. Restricting trainees to standardized exercises. D. Removing choice to ensure compliance. 11. Which evaluation approach is most effective for determining whether child welfare training improves community outcomes? A. Pre- and post-training knowledge tests. B. Tracking improved family reunification rates and safety outcomes. C. Trainer satisfaction surveys. D. Measuring attendance consistency. 12. A curriculum developer incorporates trauma-informed care principles into licensing materials. This reflects A. Integration of emerging best practices. B. Exclusive reliance on outdated statutes. C. Avoidance of evidence-based approaches. D. minimizing the role of empathy in practice. 13. When mentoring new child welfare professionals, the mentor should A. Impose personal strategies as mandatory. B. Encourage reflective practice and critical thinking. C. Limit guidance to policy memorization. D. Avoid feedback until annual reviews. 14. What is the most effective communication strategy when teaching staff about new child welfare regulations? A. Reading statutes verbatim without context. E. Translating laws into case-based applications. C. Providing no opportunity for questions. D. Using only written handouts. 15. To evaluate child welfare staff competencies, a performance-based assessment should A. Focus only on multiple-choice exams. B. Simulate real-world casework scenarios. C. Assess spelling and grammar accuracy. D. Reward completion speed over accuracy. 16. When creating child welfare training modules, incorporating adult learning principles ensures A. Maximum reliance on lecture format. E. Increased relevance, retention, and application of knowledge. C. Avoidance of practical examples to remain neutral. D. Compliance through repetitive memorization. 17. In a child welfare licensing exam, the use of scenario-based questions, primarily tests. A. Factual recall. B. Application of knowledge in real situations. C. Learners' reading comprehension only. D. Administrative efficiency. 18. A mentor notices a new worker struggling with time management in case documentation. The most effective mentoring response is A. Criticizing errors publicly to enforce accountability. B. Modeling effective strategies and providing constructive feedback. C. Ignoring the issue to avoid discouragement. Taking over the work to ensure compliance. 19. Which element is essential for curriculum development in child welfare training? A. Adherence to state and federal statutes. B. Elimination of all legal content. C. Avoidance of sensitive family issues. D. Reliance on entertainment methods only. 20. When communicating with culturally diverse families in child welfare, professionals should A. Apply a one-size-fits-all approach. B. Demonstrate cultural humility and adapt communication strategies. C. Rely solely on interpreters without self-awareness. D. Avoid asking clarifying questions. 21. A key goal of evaluation in child welfare training is to A. Maintain trainer satisfaction. B. Measure impact on professional practice and client outcomes. C. Track attendance only. D. Focus exclusively on written exams. 22. When developing a mentoring plan, which component ensures consistency across mentees? A. Clearly defined objectives and evaluation criteria. E. Spontaneous, unstructured discussions only. C. Avoiding benchmarks to reduce pressure. D. Exclusively social interactions. 23. The principle of immediacy in adult learning is applied when A. Learners apply skills directly to current casework. B. Training is delivered with delayed real-world relevance. C. Content is theoretical only. D. Feedback is postponed indefinitely. 24. What is the most ethical communication practice in child welfare case documentation? A. Including assumptions about family dynamics. B. Recording objective observations and verifiable facts. C. Omitting details to save time. D. Using emotionally charged language. 25. When evaluating curriculum effectiveness, which evidence is most meaningful? A. Learner enjoyment surveys. B. Improved case outcomes and adherence to child welfare standards. C. Number of handouts distributed. The number of handouts distributed. D. Trainer's perception of engagement. 26. A child welfare licensing candidate demonstrates competence when they A. Can recite statutes word for word. B. Apply laws and policies effectively in practice. C. Rely only on intuition in decision-making. D. Avoid seeking supervision. 27. In curriculum development, alignment with adult learning principles requires A. Passive, lecture-heavy instruction. B. Opportunities for learners to problem-solve and share experiences. C. Exclusion of real-world examples. D. Minimal interaction with content. 28. A new policy requires annual caseworker training. To evaluate compliance, administrators should A. Count the number of sessions scheduled. B. Verify attendance and completion certificates against policy requirements. C. Ask staff informally if they attended. E. Assume compliance if supervisors approve. 29. In mentoring, modeling ethical behavior in child welfare practice helps mentees by A. Demonstrating standards through real-world practice. Forcing strict memorization of codes only. C. Avoiding discussion of ethical dilemmas. D. Minimizing transparency to maintain authority. 30. An instructor uses case study discussions in a licensing prep course. This technique primarily supports A. Passive knowledge absorption. E. Active engagement and critical thinking. C. Memorization of lecture content. D. Limited application to real practice.